Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gale. Listen, guys, I just finished watching Lamar Odom on The View, and also there's an article in the description area with him admitting that he had threatened Khloe when they were married, threatened to kill her. Now, first, the article, he was saying that they had gotten into a fight, and he was really acting what they say crazy. So Khloe called one of his friends to come over, I guess, to help with the situation, because this was one of those really bad fights that they had. She must have went to his man cave to see how he was doing. Somehow he knew that Khloe had called, or maybe his friend had come over and, mentioned that Khloe called him. But anyway, he started screaming at her, grabbed her by the shoulders, said that she tried to embarrass him in front of his friends, and told her that he would kill her. I think the acting crazy part was when he was knocking holes in the wall, because he felt like he was being recorded. So he was knocking holes in the wall to see if there was some type of microphone in the room. And so I think that's part of the reason why she called his friend. But anyway, he's written down his memoirs. He's written a book, which I plan to buy just to see what happened. Now, on The View, he mentioned that when him and Khloe got together and meeting her family, he describes them as being strong. He says his mother died when he was 12. Then his grandmother died, and she was taking care of him after his mother died. I think what happened is he saw how Kris managed her business, managed a family, and I think he may have looked at Kris as a surrogate mom. And then even with Khloe, he saw something in Khloe that he saw that in his mom. Khloe had maybe some of the characteristics or something in her spirit that he felt maybe connected him to his mom. I think Kris embraced him also. So I think it was a sense of family too that drew him into marriage with Khloe so soon, because they only knew each other for a month before they got married. He says he regrets it. He's working on his sobriety, because he's saying while all this was going on, as far as the fight with Khloe and cheating on women, and which he admits to, all of this was as a result of all the drugs he was taking. Now, I missed the part, and I'm sure it's in his book. I missed the part where he talked about going to that Mustang Ranch. Remember when he OD'd? He says, and don't quote me, because I was just getting on the tail end of that somebody tried to kill him. And he said, I could tell by the statements afterwards that it sounded like, now I'm not saying this is what he said, but it sounded like the owner. He said the owner of that Mustang Ranch tried to kill him. Now, don't quote me on that. I might have missed that, but maybe I don't know why he would try to kill him. I guess for the Lamar Odom, ODs and is dead and he was at the muster. I don't know. To me, that would be bad press, but I don't know. Anyway, I missed that part, but then it was like he said again to the panel on The View again, so they could know he was really serious. He said, yes, he tried to kill me. So that's when he said maybe it was because I missed that part. He was talking about the security maybe that they have there. I don't know. I missed that part. So maybe The View will come on again. I'm going to see if it's going to come on at a later time so I can watch it again, and I'll put the notes in the podcast what was really said. Oh, I'm so mad at myself for missing that. But anyway, I can tell he wants to get back with Khloe. Part of The View, I think it was Whoopi, if I'm not mistaken, where she asked, will they, it's a possibility if they get back together, or at first they said, have you talked to Khloe? He said, yes, we talk. And then the question came, do you think you would get back with Khloe? And he says, we're starting, we want to be friends again. So I think he wants to be back with Khloe. Now, after a man, whether he's on drugs or not, after a man grabs you and you're scared and he says he's going to kill you and he cheats on you, it's hard to go to that place again. It is a possibility for a friendship, but I'm telling you guys, from experience, I'm telling you, somebody on drugs, somebody who threatens your life, you don't want to go back to that person. You don't want to live in the same household as that person. You don't. And she may come to the place where she could be friendship, but it would really surprise me, guys, if she went back to him and they remarried and all of this. Now, I don't know. Stranger things has happened. After the deal with Tristan, with him cheating and whatever the case was with that relationship, sometimes people fall back into old bad habits. And not meaning to call Odom a bad habits. I'm talking about not thinking things through and rushing things and not doing the best thing for your life. It is clear that he still loves her because he keeps referring to her as the queen. Now, on The View, his daughter, his aunt, and it was another family member, it was in the audience. And he says he's continuously working on his sobriety, and that he lived for his children. And the camera would flash back to his daughter. She's a beautiful young lady. And as he was talking about everything, his sobriety, talking about his mom, and especially talking about his kids and his daughter that was there, he basically said she did an intervention. If you don't go, Dad, to rehab, I'm not speaking to you. So, that's an intervention in my book. But she fought back the tears. You can tell she was very close to just crying because it was very touching, and her eyes got squinted like she was trying to push them tears back, and her mouth would get, a little tight, whatever. So it was very obvious to me that she was fighting those tears, guys. It was very touching. When he was speaking so highly of his daughter, his kids, and that he lived for his kids, that was very touching to me. More fathers should live for their children instead of being selfish all their life. I mean, he was selfish on a lot of levels, including with his kids, but he's he's back, it looks like, and he has regrets, I think, even with his kids. And so at this point, he have embraced them and doing what he can, if any friendships needs mending. To me, he's looking at that as part of the process he has to go to remain and to keep his sobriety, is to repair the relationships with everyone. So I just wanted to bring that because I thought it was very touching to me. I never knew a lot about Lamar Odom. I'm not a basketball fan. I just hear different things. And then I heard that they got married after 30 days. And then I watched a little bit of Khloe and Odom and Khloe, whatever the name of the show was. And he even joked, and they joked on The View, that he said that he was the first black Kardashian. So, I don't know if that's gonna be in the Ripley's Believe It or Not or whatever. But anyway, he did mention that. And like I said again, I think he embraced that family, number one, because of his mom being dying at the young age he was, and he had a sense of family with the Kardashians, believe it or not, as dysfunctional as they are, and as dysfunctional as his family may have been, he still embraced them. He saw something in them, in Khloe. Whether we believe, that was a marriage made out of heaven, which it was not. It was not clearly, and his statements let you know there was a lot of moments in that marriage, not only drugs, but cheating and threatening and arguments, and her siblings embraced him too at that point. I don't know how they feel about him now, but they embraced him. In fact, Rob lived with Khloe and Odom, and a lot of brother-in-law don't want you in their house, but he looked at Rob, from what I saw. From the little bit I saw of their series, he embraced him like a brother, and I think Rob Jr. had a lot of talks with Odom because he didn't have a father. Rob Sr. Passed away when they were younger, so I think it worked both ways for Rob. He had a sense of family, I think, with Odom. That a lot of people may not understand, but look at it that way. He saw a big brother or father role in Odom. But anyway, I want to bring you that. Thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you for joining me. If you have not subscribed, please do so now and hit that notification bell, and I'll be back again with another video or podcast. Thank you. Good night.